Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome back to Wizards Outlook. We got Cardell Dudley Jr., Raymond Lyons, and Wilson Tarpe Jr. Cardell, we're gonna get straight to it. Yeah, Capital One. We saw Washington. Before the game, they found a way where everybody you named pregame ended up having an actual hand in handing and helping the Suns beat the Wizards. Literally, every person's name you brought up. The only one who couldn't was Grayson Allen because he did not play. But outside of that, every person you named, those graphics that you know we saw up on the screen and whatnot, it was crazy. Every person you named, right? Like literally, he went down the list and shared all these people who could play a role in the Wizards' demise tonight, as far as the Suns sharing their challenges, and then the Wizards went out there and allowed it to just happen organically in the way they know best, man. And it was crazy to watch. Um, Try to get him back. But go ahead, Ray. I just want to get your thoughts on it. We'll have Cardell join in when he gets back.
Yeah, the biggest thing that stood out to me, they got demolished on the offensive glass in the second chance points. Like that was huge, man. They allowed the Suns to get 23 more field goal attempts than them. And that was basically the game because the Suns didn't shoot well. They shot 41%, but they got more than 100 attempts. You know, the math going the math gonna work out at some point. You keep giving them extra chances and they're gonna score. And yeah, we always talk about that magic number. They didn't get quite 40, but they had 39 in the second quarter. And I just feel like them being more physical just kind of wore on the Wizards as time went. And yeah, then the Wizards not finishing off defensive possessions. You gotta secure the ball before you try to head the other way. And of course turnovers again. Just things just piled up for the Wizards, man. We talk about which boxes they check and don't check. The ones they didn't check tonight cost them a lot. And it's not only that they didn't check them, they they just didn't even compete in those areas. Um, yeah, they gave up 20 offensive rebounds. Like that can't happen. And that led to I think 26 second chance points. Once you keep giving the team those many attempts, and it and after a while they'll start to get a rhythm on accident because you're not finishing off defensive possessions and you're giving them extra chances to score. These are professional basketball players. You do that, you get the results you got. On the Wizards end, Trey Johnson had a good game. This is his career high, I believe. It was 5 from three. He was playing with confidence and playing the rhythm. But none of that matters if you can't hold up defensively. So, you hate to see a game like that go to waste for a rook, but lesson learned, man. It's things they've been struggling with all season. So, hopefully they can get back to the drawing board. But yeah, those second chance points and offensive rebounds, that bitter, man.
Cardell, what I was saying earlier was just everything you told them to worry about came to fruition in this game. But I want to get your thoughts on what you saw since you were in the building.
It happened just like you said. None of the keys that you gotta always key in on when you play the Suns, rebounding, not turning the ball over because they have active hands and they're physical defenders, and you gotta stop their 3-point shooting. They did none of that. Ray touched on the second chance points. They got punished on the boards, mostly offensive, but they lost a rebound battle 51-43. But 20 of those, the Suns' 51 rebounds is 51 were offensive, and that led to 26 second chance points. So you lose that. Said 3-point shooting. Specifically named the three players you could not let get loose, starting with Colin Gillespie, Royce O'Neal, and Dylan Brooks. And Dylan Brooks, he can make them, but he hasn't been efficient so far this season, but he can make them. And all of them were efficient. Dylan Brooks was 3 of 8 from 3, 37%. Royce O'Neal was 5 for 6, 83% from deep. Colin Gillespie was 5 for 8, 62% from deep. Um, you know, Luckily for them, Devin Booker wasn't hitting tonight. He was 1 for 6. So it's Jordan Goodwin was 2 for 6, 33%. As a team, they shot 42% from deep. So I mean that's that kills you right there. Then turnovers. Washington had 16 turnovers that's listed, and Phoenix scored 21 off of those. Said they have active hands. Multiple players had 2 steals tonight. Iguodala, Colin Gillespie. He was key in both because he's an excellent defender as well. Tough. Even when you probe him, like I said, when you probe and get around the screens, you're not safe. He's right back behind you, waiting for you to make a mistake with the ball, and he's knocking it loose. Jordan Goodwin. We saw the grades during the pregame show. He's elite. Like, it's A+ across the board as a defender. He had 2 steals. I mean, look, man, I know these keys of what we talked about in the pregame show are on the scout. At some point, you gotta follow the scout, man. You gotta apply it when it matters most, or you have no chance. Like, I get it. Trey Johnson had a career high, 24 points, not 12. Yeah, he was shooting the leather off the ball. Most of that came in the first half. But how many did he give up? So that kind of neutralizes what you're doing, and that's the problem. You got to be able to defend. You got to be able to get stops, so you have the advantage in your matchup. At least win your matchup, and that wasn't the case with really nobody. Just a look, man, more savvy team, more physical team that have been through wars that they ran into today, but they didn't help themselves, man. They really didn't apply none of the keys that was necessary to be in position to win this game. And in spurts, they was in position to win this game. So what if they would have did one of the things right, or a couple of the things right? And that's what it is. What it is. You are what your record says you are, man. And that's what losing teams do. They beat themselves. They find a way to lose, just like winning teams find a way to win. It happens in reverse, and that's what we have here.
I was sitting here watching, and I'm just sitting here like, I'm mentally going through what we discussed, Ray, and I'm like, all right, that's not check. That's not check. There goes Colin Gillespie. Went into detail about Colin Gillespie and how he can ruin things. Oh, there goes Dylan Brooks. Hey, there's Jordan Goodwin. Like you said, that's the difference between teams that are good at the winning thing, practice winning, and teams that don't know how to win. Player of the game for you guys.
Probably Colin. Gotta give it to Colin Gillespie. 25 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 turnovers, 10 of 14 from the field, 5 of 8 from deep. You gotta go Colin Gillespie. Trey Johnson had a career high. But man, he got to hand it to him on the other hand, man. At some point, man, pride got kicked in. He got cooked every way possible on the other
hand. Ray, did you have another candidate? Or
Nah, I mean, because typically if Trey's going to shoot the ball like that, you would think that'll put them in position to win. But like Cardell said, man, Colin just nullified that, and he impacted the game in way more areas. So I roll with him as well.
All right, X factor for you guys in this one.
For me, I'm gonna go with Dylan Brooks. I know he had 26 points, but his defense, gotta call it what it is. Trey got hot in the first, then Dylan Brooks got on him, shut it down, and then when CJ tried to get aggressive, he got on CJ, and then that's when they had a little back and forth with the little backhand, the elbow, all that stuff like that going back and forth. Like, he was switching on whoever was kind of getting. I know on their side it's like whoever was getting out of hand, Brooks was getting on them. And again, we posted those grades during the pregame show. On ball, isolation defense, A+ with Dylan Brooks. He's one of the league's best. And on top of that, he's an irritant. You know what I mean? Like, I saw him talking with Vanderpool over here in the sideline. They had a little exchange. Then he hit the mid-range jump over Trey Johnson. Just looked at Vanderpool. I'm like, it's hard to talk trash when your team down double digits, and to do you talking trash, you putting in work, dog. It's tough, man. So, no, I gotta give it to him because it's not even the things we did see with the points, but it's the other things with defensively, how he was just roaming and spurts shutting players' rotors off that was trying to get going, so the Wizards could try to win this game. And they weren't able to.
Right.
Yeah, I was looking at Dylan Brooks or Jordan Goodwin. Mainly for defensive reasons, but yeah, Brooks with his offensive output as well, and he kind of just the team feeds off him. So his just his overall aggressiveness and and his versatility, I'll give him a nod.
Yeah, like Carter, like you said, that graphic was accurate for Dylan Brooks, and we saw that we saw that tonight. It's harassing the hell out of them. But for Washington, that's the end of a homestand. Despite tonight's loss, they ended up winning 2 out of 3 games in the homestand. So that is a successful homestand, even though they lost this game. That said, on Wednesday, they will be in Milwaukee. So, we'll check in with you guys then and see how that goes.